Hey there, my fellow YouTubers. This is Cassandra72, and I'm coming to you with my week 14 update for my Mounjaro weight loss journey update. As of today, it is August the 27th, 2024. I am weighing in at 333.8 pounds, which means I have lost a total of 27.8 pounds. Real excited about that, but at the same time, feeling somewhat discouraged still, because it's just like, ooh, you still got so much more to go. But I do know that it is truly a journey that slow and steady runs the race, and it is one day at a time. I am truly happy to still be losing an average of about 2 pounds per week still. A couple days ago, I was down to 333.6. So that put me exactly at 28 pounds, which again is that 2 pounds per week on average loss. There has been a week that I gained, and I think it was like 0.2 pounds. And then there was the very first week or 10 days as I stretched it out in the beginning where I lost like 4.7 or 4.8. So there's been a week that I lost less than a pound, but overall it's averaged out to the 2 pounds a week, and I'm really excited about that. So I ended up last week, I had done my last update on August the 20th, and at that time I was weighing at 334.8, so I've lost a pound since then. But I actually ended up going up 0.6 to 335.4 is where I started at on Thursday. And so last week I ended off with a total of 1.2 for last week. So far this week, I am at 1.6. Shot day is Thursday, so we will see where I end up there. But as of so far this week, it's 1.6 pounds that I have lost, and I am pretty freaking excited about that. I'm still not getting in the 100 grams of protein that I am supposed to be getting a day, but it is closer to 60, and you know, I'm happier about that because I was lucky to get maybe 30 or 40 in before. So like I said, I'm still concentrating on prioritizing protein, getting in some movement, and having my water. I'm doing a little bit better about that. And I did like my first ever comparison shots. The outfit I have on today, which is not anything spectacular. It is an outfit that I wore the day after I started my shot. There was an event here that I volunteered for at work, and we got these shirts as part of the event. And you know, it's also my nephew's junior prom, so I rush home and help him get prepared for that in any event. And surprisingly enough, got into pictures, which I'm not normally a person that's for pictures, but I got into the pictures, and it was like, ooh, girl. Why did you do that? But as I washed clothes this past weekend, I'm like, you know what? Let me make sure that that outfit, yeah, I haven't worn it since it was May 18th. It had been May 18th. I started on May 17th, like I said, with the first shot. But May 18th is when I last wore the shirt, and it's been in the laundry since then. But in any event, I was like, let me go ahead and make sure that I get those items cleaned, because I want to do a true comparison. You can definitely tell a difference. Definitely got a ways to go, but yeah, definite difference. And like I said, I am stoked. Absolutely stoked about it. I am still on the 5 milligram shot. This time I went back to my left thigh. As you remember, the last shot I gave myself was in my right love handle, and I don't know if I even hit the right spot, but like I said, I was only down 1.2. Not the worst, not the best, but yeah. So went back to my left thigh. I'm not really seeing an advantage to any of the different spots per se. Like, I don't see one performing any better than the other, though. I mean, I'm only at 14 shots. Is that enough to really see when I consistently change? Like, every time I've taken a shot, I've rotated it to a different spot. So I've out of 14 shots. Let me see how many times I have done left thigh. Yeah, this is only the 4th time that I've done the left thigh out of 14 shots. I don't think I maybe have rotated around as many times as I need to really form an accurate opinion as to what does better or worse for me. I will keep testing. I'll keep testing it out and let you guys know what my findings are. But overall, I mean, I've never really had any side effects really other than the slight constipation, which as long as I'm getting the water in and more protein, as long as I'm getting in the water and for trying to prioritize the protein, they do move a little bit more smoothly. So that's not a major problem. I've done like milk of magnesia a couple of times and that's worked pretty well for me. But like I said, minor constipation is the only thing that I felt. And I guess that's it. I'm feeling a little bit cold today, and I don't know if that's necessarily due to the fact that the weather here is decreasing somewhat and it's just cold in the building, or if it's a side effect of the weight loss, because I know sometimes when people lose weight, they say they are a little bit colder. So I don't know if that's a side effect of that or, you know, external factors. But yeah, other than that, no real side effects. I can't even speak to fatigue or anything like that. Maybe one shot I had, I would say may have been fatigued, but I'm a person that likes to nap as a hobby. So whether or not that is truly a symptom of the medication or just Cassandra being Cassandra and wanting to nap. So yeah, there is that. So but yeah, that's pretty much it. I am going to be taking my 8th shot of the 5 milligram on this Thursday, the 29th. And then I have decisions to make. I do have one more box of 5 milligram at home, but as of about 10 minutes ago, I got another box delivered at home. My daughter was able to bring that in for me. But I got another 7.5 milligram delivered from Amazon because I'm still ordering the refills as soon as I can. So I have another 7.5 at home waiting for me to unbox when I get there. And that will mean that I now have 3 boxes, I believe, of 7.5. And then I have 2 more that I will be getting before I switch to, well, determine where I'm going to go. And so, I don't know. It's been, like I said, 14 weeks. It's been 14 weeks. And I'm still only on the 5, which I'm in no hurry to titrate up quickly at all. But by the same token, I'm kind of thinking, do you want to see? Is it maybe taper? But you know what? Like I said, it's still at least a pound a week. So maybe I'll leave it. But, you know, that's the mindset. The mindset is, you know, it's tapering more towards 1 pound than over, you know, than it right at the 2. So do you want to maybe go ahead and titrate up, especially since you have all these 7.5 sitting at home now? So yeah, I don't know. And especially, like I said, at this point, my clinician probably thinks I'm already on the 7.5 anyway. And if you will recall, the reason that I am able to have a small stash or cushion as far as the medication goes is due to the fact that with the Weight Watcher Secrets program, I was able to put in a refill request at least 2 weeks after I have gotten a refill, and then the insurance company allowing me to get a refill it's 21 days. Now it's looking like it's the 22nd. That's how it kind of worked the last time I went to get this medication that was just delivered. And the reason that I say I have at least another 2 boxes is because the last order that I put in, well, I asked for a 90-day subscription, but unfortunately the insurance would not approve the 90 days at Amazon. However, that wasn't really that big of an issue because rather than selecting the 84-day supply, Amazon then let me select a 28-day supply. So it's like the 90-day script is sitting out there and they didn't need the doctor to come back and say, give it to me month to month. It's just going to be already held there. And then when it's time for me to order another refill, I can just go ahead and select it again. Because like before it was saying 84 and days that I had available, and I selected a 28, and now it's 54. So yeah, I'll be able to just go back and refill twice more, which is pretty good. And I guess the next time that I do try trade up, I probably will, it depends on what my doctor does. Because if I say that I want to go ahead and move up to 10 and give me the 3-month and send it to CVS so that I can pick it up in store or through their mail order there at CVS, whichever way my insurance is saying. Because on some doses with my insurance, I'm saying that the pick up in store is available for the 3-month supply, and some doses it isn't. It's just weird set of circumstances. I don't know why. Some say you can, some say you can't. And then if sometimes I look on my phone and it doesn't show a 90-day be in the store pickup available, but if I look on the computer it does say it's available. So I don't know what the deal is with that, and I probably could just reach out and ask, but I try to avoid human contact sometimes as much as possible. If I can figure it out, be it the computer or what have you, then I'm doing it that way. And I'm doing that way a lot of the time. So, but yeah, so that is the reason that I have been able to establish a little bit of a supply at home, because work is that time frame, and being that when I said the one time I said I wanted to switch from the 2.5 to the 5, it does something as far as it resets as far as my insurance goes. So they look at it as a separate prescription apparently, and so even though I just got the 2.5 2 weeks prior, it did allow me to go ahead and get the 5 the 2 weeks later rather than 3 weeks. So that put me at having that first extra box per se sitting at home. And then when I switched to the 7.5, they had the issue with CVS with the last 5 milligram. I tried to submit to them over there, and then they said it was on back order, so I switched it to Amazon, and then the order wasn't canceled. It was just like they put it at Amazon, but they still had the 5 sitting over there at CVS. And then I switched to 7.5 at Amazon, and next time the 21 days rolled around, CVS went ahead and filled it. So that is why I have extra boxes. So I have one more shot in this box that I'm currently working on, and then I have another full box. Is that right? So maybe I only have one 7.5. I have to look and see how many 7.5s I have. I'm trying to get to the point where I'm not looking up something or staring at my phone whenever I do come to update you guys. But I honestly don't know how many 7.5s I have sitting at home. I think this one that was just delivered was a third, but it may be the second. Yeah, it's only the second. I think it's only gonna be the second one. So I think I'm going to go ahead and roll through. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stay on the 5. I'm going to go ahead and take that last box of 5 and then go to my 7.5. Now that I've had sitting there since August the 6th. It just seems like I have so much freaking medication. Like I said, it was August 6th delivery, and then one was just delivered now, August the 27th. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and roll with that 5. I'm going to keep that 5 because that was initially what I thought. Like, I did the 2.5 for 2 months, which I don't know if the doctor would have kept me on that for the 2 months if I had not messed up that first dose. But she wanted to go ahead and give the medication time to get into my system, so that is why I went the second month. But as I was pretty much still losing quite a fair amount of weight on that, she might have left me up there for another month if I had said I wanted to stay there, because the way that, again, I'm with Weight Watchers Sequence, and the way that their program works is you go in and you request your refill, and then it does get to a question where it asks, do you want to stay where you are? Do you want to move up? Do you want to let your physician decide? I think it says, do you have a preference? It's basically saying, if I make no mistake, do you have a preference? And then I say I have a preference, and then it says, do you want to stay? Do you want to decrease? Or do you want to go up? I think that's how it asks. It says, do you have a preference? Let your clinician decide, or I have a preference. And then you can either stay on the current dose, increase it, or decrease. And so yeah, I have always said I had a preference and I wanted to increase. So, and she's always agreed with me. And so that's where we are. So we haven't disagreed yet. As a matter of fact, the last time that I think when I decided to first increase to the 7.5, I think that's when it was, she actually agreed that my weight loss was exactly where it should be. I was losing at a steady enough pace. And so that really should also be my answer as to whether or not I stay where I am, or try to go ahead and crack into that 7.5. When I first said that I wanted to go to the 7.5, the clinician said that she saw that I was ready to increase the dose and she agreed. My weight loss was within the recommended range and I hadn't had any side effects. My blood pressure readings were improving, and so she went ahead and increased me. And so I was glad that I, for the confirmation that I was, losing at a good pace. And so, of course, they said that the recommended, she came back and said, yeah, I was right on track because the recommended rate of weight loss is between 0.5 to 1% of your total body weight per week. And so actually with me, I could probably lose up to 3 pounds because if you're talking about 1%, yeah, as long as you were losing that, and I still was, so I'm like right smack dab in the middle, I would say. So I guess I'll stay on this 5, but I'm real antsy. I'm real antsy to go ahead and say to try to bump up to that 7.5 and see. I think I'm going to stay on a 5, but I do have one more week. Like I said, I have this last shot because I'm definitely not going to start, in the middle of a box or even right at the end of a box. I have that one more shot left and I'm going to take that. So we will see as to whether or not I hang on to that 5 that I have or if I move on to the 7.5. I don't know. I'm real antsy. Initially, I said I kind of wanted to stay on the 5 for 3 months, but I know I'm not even halfway there. I'm only on like the second, I'm only like one dose, strength, I'll say, away from the starter. So I don't know. I'm real antsy to see if 7.5 is really going to do something for me. Yeah, and I don't want to sit there with, a whole bunch of medications, stacking up, over time. I mean, I guess I could save it for when, I don't know, say maybe I'll move to 12.5, and I say you can double up the doses sometimes. Like, for instance, if I had a 2.5 at home as well, and 7.5 was hard to get, and that's what I was on, then I could do the 2.5 and the 5 and equal my 7.5. But I don't know. Or say when I was able to ready to move to the 10, and they didn't have it, do 2 of the 5s. Or I could just save it. Maybe I'll look and see how long I have on that before it expires. And it could end up being a dose that I keep around for maintenance. I don't know. I don't know what to do. And I can't even say, hey, you guys let me know, because I don't even know when this video is going to go up. By the time this video goes up, I may already be on the 7.5 after having taken that last box of 5, because I'm recording the videos, but I haven't edited them yet. I gotta get better with that. Oh goodness. Decisions, right? But yeah, I think that is it. I have rambled on enough here. I just gotta figure out where I want to go. Because while like I said, I am losing at a pretty consistent rate, it would be nice to finally say that I broke 30. That is what I wanted to say. Hopefully, I will be down to at least 29 pounds lost by the end of this week. I'm hoping to lose 1 more pound. And then, hopefully, by the end of the next shot, I may be at the 330. That's my next small goal. I do like 5-pound increments. But then after I do reach 330, it's like all of a sudden I want to say, boom, let's do 320. Because that is when I will be back down to my pre-pregnancy weight of my 19-year-old. And I've been there before. I've even been down as low as, I think it was 297 about 9 years ago. I'll look those things up and talk about those in a later video. But I've been down 2015. Was that 9 years ago, right? Yeah. So that's when I was like at, like I said, 297. I think I got down to that. And so I was real happy with myself then. Clearly still fat, clearly. But I was cute and you could not tell me anything. So I'm very happy to get, I'll be very excited to get back there. And that's what's going on in my mind about, you know, hey, let's kind of hurry up and get there, or you still have so much further to go. But I am definitely happy with where I am now because I'm feeling like my old self again. Like I said, clearly still have a long ways to go, but I'm not to the point where I get up and I walk down the street and all of a sudden it's like, oh God, I can hardly make it. So, and that's a wonderful thing because I don't know that I mentioned, but I did recently read where for every pound you lose, that's 4 pounds of pressure off of your joints. So you're talking about almost 120 pounds off of my knees. So that is amazing. And I definitely feel the difference. So that's definitely in itself. And I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I guess I will also feel like I've done better since I am trying on certain clothes and stuff. I have had things sitting in my closet for like 5 years that I haven't gotten into. And once I can truly get into those things, I guess I'll feel like I've made progress when, like I said, in my mind, I know I've made the progress. I can see it in the clothing. I can feel it in the stuff that I am putting on. But just the fact that there are still other things that I can't wear yet has me thinking like, let's speed this process up, or are you really doing anything? Is it really working? When it is, it is. Just like anything else, it's a mindset. So just have to stay the course. Set the state of course. So yeah, that's it, you guys. If you have any questions or comments, do not hesitate to leave them below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And as always, until the next video, you guys, peace and blessings.